What's going on? Let's talk real quick. Let's talk. What I want to talk about here happens to be Dragon Ball Unnecessary Hate, right? Now, I seen probably a few days, you seen a couple days ago that I uploaded a Dragon Ball Super versus Dragon Ball GT. Basically, I was talking about the concept of both shows, nothing major, right? Let's talk about the concept of the two. Just the concept because I felt like Super, just anime, not the manga. Anime wise, I feel like Super kind of I feel like Super is lacking. I mean, the anime was lacking compared to what the manga was doing. Personal opinion, I think they should have just waited until the manga was done and over with. I gotta keep adjusting my stuff. I think they should have waited till the manga was so far ahead before they started up the show. But it is what it is. We gotta live with it, right? We gotta live with it. So with that being said, I was not hating on. Well, I take that back. I'm not hating, but I was like, I'm not really a fan of the Dragon Ball Super anime because the manga I enjoy. The anime, eh, cool moments, but just not for me, right? Just not for me. However, as a Dragon Ball fan, or yeah, I'm still a Dragon Ball fan. Had to make sure. Yeah, yeah, still a Dragon Ball fan. I still enjoy Dragon Ball and everything it does. I still talk about it a lot with with the homies and stuff like that. One thing I've noticed is that when it comes to anime fans or people who just started watching anime, maybe there's an unnecessary hate towards Dragon Ball, which I don't understand why. And when I hear the reasons, it reminds me of my little small spell when I was like, "Oh, I don't like Dragon Ball because of ABCD," and then I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm tripping, and I was tripping. I'm always tripping. Dragon Ball has this weird Dragon Ball haters, I should say, people who hate Dragon Ball, the entire Dragon Ball universe, whether that's Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, GT, Super. I'm not counting the heroes because why would I? It's not canon. What are we doing here? I'm not focusing on that crap. But just the four main Dragon, even though GT is not canon, but whatever. Just the four main series. There's unnecessary hate for it. And personally, I believe people hate on the show is because they never watched the original Dragon Ball or read the original Dragon Ball. That's what I'm going with. I have to go with that decision because I've met and talked to a lot of people. Anything that comes with anime, they're like, "Oh, not Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball." Why not? They're the foundation to your probably favorite anime right about now. A lot of shows and anime stuff, they don't do what they do without Dragon Ball. Literally, Dragon Ball set the stage for a lot of shonen shows, the Naruto's, the One Piece, the Bleaches, and then the big three, because those are the big three. And then they set the stage for other shows, the Attack on Titans, the My Hero Academias, the Demon Slayers, the Jujutsu Kaisens, the whatever else you want to name off. The Demon Slayers. I mean, not Demon Slayers. I did say Demon Slayers. Not Demon Slayers. The Seven Deadly Sins. My fault. I mean, those what the shows do. It started from there. And you, I mean, I know you can make arguments with Sailor Moon too. You're definitely right. Sailor Moon is up there. You can go Asteroid Boy if you want to. You want to put them up there. You want to go Trigun. You can put them up there. But there was a time to where a lot of the shows and stuff revolves around Dragon Ball getting so very popular that other manga artists and stuff, or whatever they call it. There's a K in there. I don't know how they call. I don't know how they say it. I don't know. They seen what Dragon Ball was doing and what kind of stories that they was running with original Dragon Ball. I'm not even talking about Dragon Ball Z anything, just original Dragon Ball and how much fun Akiriyama put into his work. Like I said, if you've never watched it, have read it, I see why you hate Dragon Ball. I don't see why, quite honestly, I don't see why any Dragon Ball fan has not watched or read the original Dragon Ball. I don't know if you have not watched Dragon Ball, read or watched it at least once in your life, you're doing it wrong. Automatically. You're automatically doing it wrong. I know the story, but watching it, oh, I haven't watched it. I was like, I haven't watched this one. So I was going to watch it, but I was like, this is taking way too long to watch. Screw it. I'm just gonna manga read it. So I manga read Dragon Ball up until I got to the Z part. awesome manga. It had some fun stuff in there. There were stuff that was, it's anime only. Goku dodging lightning in the training and stuff, that was non-canon. Just in case y'all didn't know that, that's non-canon. That was some non-canon stuff. But he had fun. I mean, he had fun creating the show, and I mean, it was fun watching it because we get to see young Goku and the training and the stuff they was doing in there, and it was fun. To me, it was very fun. And I was like, okay, I enjoyed this a lot more than I thought I would. Definitely enjoyed it. Definitely. And then you get to Dragon Ball Z. So now it's like, here's the build up to everything. And then I watched Dragon Ball Z Kai because I've seen the original Dragon Ball Z. Cool, but there's a lot of fillers and stuff. You know me, I hate watching fillers. So Dragon Ball Z Kai eliminates a lot of eliminates all the fillers and all manga stuff. Canon to the manga is there. So it's not 9,000 people, it's 8,000. Go ahead. Um, what I was about to say, rewatching that stuff and re-understanding a lot of stuff that just happened, because even a lot of Dragon Ball Z fans who have not rewatched it in a long time, their information is incorrect too, because they don't remember and they just stuff off a thought process. And it's like, sometimes you have to go and rewatch some of this stuff. So me rewatching Dragon Ball Z Kai and reading the Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z Kai, I'm like, okay, I got even better understanding, and I now remember where I sit at when it comes to a lot of my takes. So a lot of the takes that I do have based off of what I've read and watched on the show itself. I had an argument one time with one of the homies about Yamcha. I was like, no, Yamcha. I was like, no, Yamcha, Tien, and Krillin, they all surpassed Master Roshi back in Dragon Ball, and that was before Dragon Ball even ended. I said they surpassed him because he said there was nothing he can teach them no more. He's done teaching them. They basically surpassed him. He's even said it that they surpassed him as fighters and stuff. There's a reason why he stopped fighting, because there was no longer need for him to fight anymore. You got Goku, Krillin, Tien, and Yamcha. Those four right there, the big four right there at the time. Those four guys have surpassed anything that Master Roshi can do. Master Roshi said, yeah, they surpassed me already. Despite not having all the feats to showcase it, but if he says, yeah, they surpassed me, and then even admitting that he stayed away from the World Martial Arts Tournament because he can't win it because of those four, that submits that those guys surpassed him. A lot of people a lot of people like to do what a lot of people like to do is put up characters from Dragon Ball Z, and because of what they portrayed in Dragon Ball Z, they think that's just what they are. Perfect example, I'm on Facebook a lot, and I pass by a lot of the people's anime pages, cool anime pages, whatever that a lot of people do versus battles. Why? I don't know. It's a lot of one-sided battles sometimes. It's really ridiculous. I don't even comment on them. I just pass by them sometimes. And what I've noticed a lot of times is probably people on TikTok is doing this too, making YouTube shorts, whatever people doing stuff. They put like, oh, Tien and Yamcha, or Yamcha versus the Naruto verse, or Yamcha versus. It's like, you guys do realize Yamcha is the strongest one of the strongest regular humans in Dragon Ball, right? He's weak compared to the characters of his show. And other shows, he's high tier. He's top of the food chain. We do realize that, right? And I don't think people realize that. People just surpass this goes, oh well, it's Yamcha. Yamcha's not like, yeah, Yamcha died in his show, but because Yamcha fought characters that were stronger in his own show. Like, you drop Yamcha in the Naruto verse, Yamcha is Kage level. Yamcha is beyond Kage. Yamcha will be on the same tier as end of the series Naruto and Sasuke, minus the hacks. Just straight up raw power and speed. Yamcha's sitting on top of the throne in the Naruto verse. He's sitting on top of the throne in the One Piece verse. He's sitting on top of the throne of potentially the Beast. I don't know much about. I'm not too deep into Bleach. I need to get back into Bleach real badly. He's sitting on top of the thrones of a lot of anime shows, and people pretend like he's not because he's weak in his own universe. It's kind of ridiculous. It's kind of ridiculous. I think another lot of hate, I think, from that Dragon Ball gets is because the toxic, but it was fun at one point, but now it's just idiotic. Can they beat Goku though? And that will be coming to the channel here soon. Goku versus, which is Goku versus different animes. I'm gonna put out Goku himself versus a lot of these different animes and stuff. And I'll go through each anime and we'll talk about it in details. So we'll make it like 15, 35 videos. No, we'll make some. I'll make a big video for it. So I got you. I got you. I got you. But people were saying that is because at the time it was Goku is you can make an argument, but I think we can all agree Goku and Pikachu are like the faces of anime, right? They're the big faces of anime. A lot of people like everybody know where Goku come from. Majority of anime fans know Goku comes from the Dragon Ball universe, so he's like the big star. There's a reason why, because Dragon Ball is one of the popular animes of all time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what are we doing here? So it was a joke that we was running was like early 2010s was can they beat Goku? And that was the running thing because it's like, yeah, Goku was sitting on this throne of, oh yeah, he was just the strongest character possible. And then for me, I don't know about anybody else, but for me, when I started evolving and watching other shows and learning more about these other characters, that's when I'm like, oh, Dragon Ball has this. Their Dragon Ball is like up here on a lot of shows, right? They're like top of the food chain, so they're like right here. And then you have shows that goes higher up. You have characters that goes from what Dragon Ball does. That's an impressive feat, and they're like, that's it. I mean, we've done that. We're up here with our impressive feat. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I remember a speed argument on Facebook I saw was it was between like Vegeta. It was between Dragon. It was like between Vegeta and some other characters, whatever. I was like, the fastest character here is Fire Force Shinra. He's the fastest character. And the guy's like, nah, one of my guys, he was like, nah, dude, no, you see Dragon Ball Super, like you see the speed. In fact, I'm like, that's cool. Fire Force. Have you watched it? You have not. I know you haven't watched it because you wouldn't make a comment like this if you did. I said, I'm thinking like, dude, at the end of season one, spoiler alert if you haven't watched Fire Force, at the end of season one, Shinra, the main character, was faster than the speed of light. Faster than the speed of light. He had to go past that to go fast. He kept going faster and faster. So you can't sit here and tell me a character that does that. And that was just him normal. He haven't even reached whatever he's doing in the manga and stuff. Because I've seen the pictures and stuff. I've seen the manga folks. People like to throw some stuff out. I said, if he's doing that right now, he's in base form. He still ain't even learned a lot of stuff yet. He learned a good amount, but he still haven't even went past season one of stuff. That's just that. And we got a whole nother season, and then we got a whole nother season, and the manga's going. Come on now. I said he's doing that already. I can only imagine what he's gonna do by the time by the time I get to the point of the end of the series is waiting on that season 3, boy. It's detrimental. It's hard. It's hard work. Hard work. But that was just speed. And I was like, that's a speed. I said that's speed based off of a character, based off a show that it's not all about power and stuff. Like, yeah, it has some cool fight scenes and some awesome stuff going on, but it doesn't like they have crazy. That's a crazy speed feat. You know what I'm saying? And then you go from shows like that to other shows who are combining power with hacks. And if you don't know what a hacks are stuff that is just characters just don't normally do. It's how I normally explain it like that. Characters that normally do. Let me think of an example. Off the top of my head, I can't even think of one example. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all right about now. Hacks. Let's go. Seven Deadly Sins. Um, Bond, the the Fox Sin Bond. He drank the Fountain of Youth, and now he's immortal. So he can heal from anything and everything. He can just heal from it. Doesn't matter. His whole upper half of his body was exploded, and he regenerated. It's kind of a hacks. Another hacks he had is one of his abilities was called Fox Hunt, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's Fox Hunt where I might have been confusing it. But basically what he could do is he could snatch his opponent's heart out of their body. He doesn't even have to be, it's not like he needs to touch them or anything. He can literally just grab it out of their body, the heart comes out, and it comes to him where he could just step on it. I mean, that's a hacks ability. That's a crazy hacks ability. And shows does that. That's why I went from yeah to like, well, now a lot of shows got a lot of hacks, a lot of crazy. I mean, a lot of shows got a lot of hacks nowadays that makes it more difficult for a normal Dragon Ball Z character to go through nowadays, right? And I feel like people don't know that or people refuse that. I don't know what people think anymore. Quite honestly, I don't know. But it's still the unnecessary hate that Dragon Ball does get, and I think it needs to be pushed back because you need to relax. Yes, Dragon Ball Z is very popular or whatever, but but I want you Dragon Ball Z fans and stuff to also realize that it's not the end all be all anime. It's not the top of the food chain. It's not the end of the all anime. Don't do that. I will be making a podcast, an audio version and maybe a video version of anime slash manga versus DC slash Marvel because yeah, I know y'all out there watching, and I know a lot of y'all DC and Marvel guys gonna automatically say they win, but I don't think y'all ready for that conversation. I'm just saying. So anyway, I think Dragon Ball gets too much hate for no reason. I think if you have not, in my personal opinion, if you have not legitimately watched the original Dragon Ball, and I ain't talking because a lot of these people they'll say they've watched a couple episodes and all they do is yell. That's how I know they haven't watched it. If they think there's no storyline, that's how I know they haven't watched it. It's literally that simple. And when if you haven't watched it, I'm not even gonna spend time talking with you. I'm like, whatever, because whatever I say, you're not gonna pay attention. You're not gonna listen anyway. I'm just gonna let you believe what you think believing. If you're not gonna spend time to actually sit down and watch the show, isn't the rules like 50 episodes or something rule, or 25 episode rule? I go with a 25 episode rule because a lot of people's first seasons are like 25 episodes. So the rule for me now, moving forward for anime, even Dragon Ball, non-Dragon, whatever, 25 episodes is the rule. Manga wise, oh shit, 15, 20 manga chapters. I don't know. I don't know. That's just my personal opinion, but y'all let me know down in the comment section what you're thinking. Do you feel like Dragon Ball gets unnecessary hate based off of what this based off of people? I don't know. I don't know what you're thinking, but I feel like it gets unnecessary hate. I think it's forced hate, and I think it's from people who have never watched the show or the series themselves. Just my personal opinion. Hit the like, comment, and subscribe to the channel because you like stuff like this. You like this random stuff, and I like it too. All right, y'all have a good day though.